Hey, it's Jim from TVH Financial. Today I'm actually here because I want to share a bit of a personal story that's happening right now with both myself and my wife, and it has to do with her dad and stepmom. And the reason why I want to share this story is because some of these things kind of have come up unexpectedly. We didn't really think about. And if you're experiencing something similar or you really haven't thought about these potential issues that I'm going to share shortly, hopefully hearing this story will help you to kind of act and make a bit of a change. So, a bit of a background to the story. So, my wife's dad and stepmom, they both live in Alberta. My wife and I are here in Ontario. And over the years, I've helped clients with estate planning, setting up powers of attorneys and wills by referring them to lawyers, and over the last 15 years or so to my business partner, Anya Kosoper, who's a lawyer. And it was easy because, again, most of my clients, well, all of my clients were all based in Ontario, following Ontario rules. Never really thought about what it would be like for someone who was out of province and how to handle some of those situations when it comes to estate planning and powers of attorneys. So what had happened earlier this year is my wife's stepmom in January ended up getting really sick and was hospitalized for about 2.5 months. She was bedridden for the majority of that time. And for the majority of the time, she was also deemed to not have the mental capacity to make her own decisions. Now, she's 70, going to be turning 71, I believe. And my father in law is 87, turning 88 in about a month. So there's a huge difference there in age. There's a huge age gap there. And we can see and we can tell that he's starting to struggle with his memory. Just natural as he's getting older. That's what tends to happen. She finally came home, thankfully. We thought that this was going to be a one off. We didn't think there would be a repeat. Things were looking pretty good. And then in August, once again, she ended up going to the hospital, this time for about 2 weeks. But the majority of the time, again, she was deemed to not have the mental capacity to make her own decisions. So thankfully, after the first time, her son, who lives in Saskatoon, once again out of province, he was able to get what's called a health directive on her, and he was able to assist with the second hospital visit. Although what we found out was that with the health directive, he couldn't act with it or act on it from Saskatoon. He had to be physically present in Alberta with a physical document presented to the hospital in order for them to accept the health directive. So that was something that we learned. So through all this, in March, I was out. I headed out to Alberta with my wife. I stayed for about 5 days. I had to come back, and my wife ended up being there for about a month. And this time around, she's still out there. She should be coming home this Friday. That would make it 3 weeks that she's been out there. And of course, it's been very disruptive. And she's been scrambling, trying to set a lot of things up. Things like home care, things like Meals on Wheels, just somebody to be able to come in and assist with doing some light laundry duty, maybe some light house cleaning. And the reason for that is because, again, my father in law has a difficult time with his vision, has a difficult time with his hearing, and he's challenged by doing a lot of things when it comes to things like banking and finances and whatever else. So what we did was we definitely inquired about getting powers of attorneys. We did ask my father-in-law and stepmom a few times about if they had wills in place, powers of attorneys, and they just. I think they said they believe they had wills, which we did find, thankfully, but they never had powers of attorney set up. So we started to inquire about getting the powers of attorneys. Her son is working on getting it on his mom, And obviously, we're working on getting it on my father-in-law. What we found out was what would happen in the event that there was no power of attorney. So our concern is if she ends up hospitalized again and she's no longer mentally able to make any decisions, either temporary or permanently, and if he ends up in the same situation, they have a home, a beautiful home in Alberta. Somehow we would have to make some decisions as a family to help with potentially selling the home, paying for assisted living or long-term care. Um, just a lot of things to consider. So what we found out in Alberta, and it's probably the same in other provinces as well, but if there isn't a power of attorney in place, it will take, well, first you have to apply to the courts to request to be made the power of attorney. And then it takes anywhere from 6 months to a year for that process to complete. And this is from two separate lawyers that we spoke. So this isn't a single lawyer. This is two separate lawyers that shared that information with us. And the cost would be anywhere from $20,000 to $30,000 for that process. Where if we just get it done now, it's $1,200, and that gives you the enduring power of attorney for the financials, and it gives us the health directive or power of attorney for health. So obviously, we've been scrambling to go through the process of getting that all set up. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is um, if you don't have, if you're a parent, an older parent, and you don't have that in place, you're going to cause a lot of major headaches for your loved ones, especially if they don't live within the same jurisdiction. Um, if you are a child and have a parent who's an aging parent and they don't have the power of attorney in place, you're going to have a lot of problems if you don't put it in place sooner rather than later. And you don't want to try to do it when it's too late, or so to speak. You don't want to try to get insurance on a house that's already on fire. At that point, it's too late. Trying to get a power of attorney when they've lost the mental capacity, you just won't be able to get a power of attorney in place. So you need to do it before um, the individual reaches that point. So I encourage anyone who's listening to this, if you are a child or if you are an older parent and you don't have these documents in a safe place, set up, organized, do it, because again, it's going to save a lot of headaches. Like, we're lucky that we're able to get it before things change to the worse where we wouldn't be able to, knowing that again, if we didn't have this in place, that we'd be spending 6 to 12 months going through a process, a very expensive process, to try to address a sale of a home potentially. So please, please, please go out and get this done. If you're someone in Ontario and you still don't have a power of attorney and you're looking to get one in place, let me know. And I'd be more than happy to connect you to my business partner and lawyer, Sonia Kosiper at TVH Legal. If you're someone based in Alberta, I don't have a direct connection to a lawyer. I can definitely, or I'd be more than happy to connect you to the lawyer that we've been working with. They've been fantastic. And also, I do have a network of individuals out in Alberta that I can reach out to you depending on where you are in the province of Alberta. And if you're anywhere else in any other province, I would suggest reaching out to a family member, a friend, a trusted individual who might be able to connect you with someone who can help you through this process. So save yourself a lot of time, a lot of hassles, and please just get this done. We're dealing with it. It's been a very stressful time, and having these documents in place will definitely help ease some of that stress. It won't eliminate it, but it will help ease some of that stress. If you think someone else would benefit from hearing this story, I'd encourage you to like, share, comment. I'd love to hear from you as well. If this is something that you've been dealing with, kind of what your experience has been, please comment in the comment section as well, or email me financial@tvhgroup.ca. Take care.